یہ مجلس اور اس کے بعد امام حسن عسکری علیہ الصلوۃ والسلام کی شہادت کی مجلس مولا آپ کے پرسے کو قبول فرمائے کہ انسانہ کریں گے جو تیرے حق میں تکلم، ماتم کی صدا دے گا پرندوں کا ترنم، آہوں میں بدل جائے گا غنچوں کا تبسم، پھر اور کسی رنگ میں ہوگا تیرا ماتم، دنیا یہ نہ ہوگی مگر اسلام رہے گا، شبیر بہرحال تیرا نام رہے گا، شبیر بہرحال تیرا نام رہے گا، منہ غم سے نکل آئے گا دریا کا ذرا سا، ساحل یہ پکارے گا محمد کا نواسا، ساحل یہ پکارے گا محمد کا نواسا، دنیا یہ نہ ہوگی مگر اسلام رہے گا، شبیر بہرحال تیرا نام رہے گا۔ آج کی اس مجلس کو خطاب کریں گے مولانا رضوی صاحب، تشریف لے آئے ہیں، آپ ایک جیتی جاگتی صلوات سے ان کا استقبال فرمائیں۔ اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی محمد۔ اب میں ڈاکٹر اسد حیدر صاحب سے درخواست کروں گا کہ تشریف لائیں اور تلاوت حدیث قصہ شریف سے انشاءاللہ جلسے کا آغاز فرمائیں۔ بر محمد وعلی محمد صلوات۔
صلوا علی محمد وآل محمد، اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجہم۔ تلاوت حدیث قصہ کا شرف حاصل کرتا ہوں جمیع مومنوں کی طرف سے، جو یہاں موجود ہیں ان کی طرف سے، جو آ رہے ہیں ان کی طرف سے، جو کسی سبب سے آ نہیں سکتے، اللہ سے دعا یہ ہے کہ ان کی طرف سے بھی اس کو اللہ قبول کرے اور اس کو شرف عبادت قرار دے۔ ایک مرتبہ اور درود بھیج لیجیے۔ اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد عجل فرجہم۔ بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ عن جابر بن عبد اللہ الانصاری عن فاطمة الزہراء علیہ السلام بنت رسول اللہ قال سمعت فاطمہ انہا قالت دخل علی ابی رسول اللہ فی بعض الایام وقال السلام علیک یا فاطمہ وقلت علیک السلام قال انی اجد فی بدنی ضعف وقلت له اعوذک باللہ یا ابتاه من الضعف فقال یا فاطمہ ائتینی بالکساء الیمانی فغطینی به فأتیته بالکساء الیمانی فغطيته به فصرت أنظر إليه وإذا بشرت لو كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولد الحسن عليه السلام قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أماه وقلت وعليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي وقال يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء فأقبل الحسن عليه السلام نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء قال وعليك السلام يا ولدي يا صاحب حوضي قد أذنت لك فدخل معه تحت الكساء اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولد الحسين عليه السلام قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أماه وقلت عليك السلام يا ولدي يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي فقال لي يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وقلت نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء ودنا الحسين عليه السلام نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جده، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لندخل معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا بلدي ويا شافع أمتي، قد أذنت لك، فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام، وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عم رسول الله. فقلت نعم، ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء فقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسيجي وخليفتي وصاحب اللواء، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي عليه السلام تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. ثم أتيتنا الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بدعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرف الكساء وأومأ بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وهامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن أعداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل ثرواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. وقال الله عز وجل يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرض مدية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مذية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبريل يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ وقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعادن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. وقال جبرائيل يا ربي أتأذن لي أن أحبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم، قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله العلي الأعلى، يخلق السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرض مدية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مذية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلك يسري إلا لأجلكم محبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، هل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله إنه نام، قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. وقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. فقال علی علیہ السلام لأبی یا رسول اللہ أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نبيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت به الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. وقال علي عليه السلام إذا والله فزنا واصفى شيعتنا ورب الكعبة اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. وقال أبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجات. فقال علي عليه السلام إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فعادوا فسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة اللهم صل على محمد محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرج. يا الله يا الله يا الله يا رحمن يا رحمن يا رحيم يا رحيم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام أسألك بحق محمد وأنت المحمود وبحق علي وأنت أعلى وبحق فاطمة أنت فاطر السماوات والأرض وبحق حسن أنت المحسن وبحق حسين عليه السلام أنت قديم الإنسان وبحق جميع شهداء كربلاء. پروردگار پایا کرنے والے سمیع دعا موجود دعواز الجلال والاکرام جمیع مومنون جو یہاں آئے ہیں ان کی ساری شرعی حاجات کو تو ہی سننے والا ہے، تو ہی سمجھنے والا ہے، تو ہی دینے والا ہے، تو ہی ہماری دعاؤں کو سنتا ہے. ہم تجھ سے ان دعوات کے ذریعے مانگ رہے ہیں جس کا تو نے محبت ہم کو واجب قرار دی ہے. ان کے ذریعے سے مانگ رہے ہیں کہ جن کا ذریعہ ہمارے لیے لازم ہے کہ اگر ہم ان کا ذریعہ استعمال کریں تو ہماری دعاؤں کو تو رد نہیں کرتا. پروردگار جو بیمار ہیں ان کو شفائے کاملہ عطا کر. مالک جو بے روزگار ہیں ان کو روزی طاقت دے. پروردگار جن کی روزی کشیدہ ہے اس کو کشادہ کر. پروردگار ہم کو توفیق دے کہ ہم ہدایت قبول کریں، اس پہ عمل کریں، اور ہم سے کوئی خامی ہوتی ہے تو اس کو توبہ کریں. ہماری توبہ قبول کرنے والا بھی تو ہی ہے بحق محمد و عالم. ہمارے امام کے ظہور میں تعجیل کر، ہمیں توفیق دے کہ ان کے آوان و انصار میں شریک ہوں. اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
صلوات. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. بات آئے گی پردے کی تو یاد آئے گی زینب. بات آئے گی پردے کی تو یاد آئے گی زینب. اٹھتی جو نہیں لاش جوا دیجیے آواز. اٹھتی جو نہیں لاش جوا دیجیے آواز. پالا ہے تو لاشا بھی اٹھا لائے گی زینب. بات آئے گی پردے کی تو یاد آئے گی زینب. چادر ہی کا دے دیتی کفن چھین لی وہ بھی. چادر ہی کا دے دیتی کفن چھین لی وہ بھی. اب بھائی کو کس طرح سے دفنائے گی زینب. بات آئے گی پردے کی تو یاد آئے گی زینب. سر ننگے جسے دیکھ کے سورج بھی نہ نکلا، سر ننگے جسے دیکھ کے سورج بھی نہ نکلا، اب سر کھل بلوے میں وہی جائے گی زینب، بات آئے گی پردے کی تو یاد آئے گی زینب، کیس کو سنبھالے گی کسے دے گی تسلی، کیس کو سنبھالے گی کسے دے گی تسلی، جلتے ہوئے خیموں سے کسے لائے گی زینب، بات آئے گی پردے کی تو یاد آئے گی زینب، مچلے گی جو سونے کے لیے رات کو بچی، مچلے گی جو سونے کے لیے رات کو بچی، کیا کہہ کے تسلی اسے دلوائے گی زینب، بات آئے گی پردے کی تو یاد آئے گی زینب۔ صلوات۔
صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد۔ یہ میرے پاس ایک امام عصر کا ایک سلام ہے۔ امام عصر ہمارا کلام سنتے ہیں، جو پیش کرتے ہیں ہم وہ سلام سنتے ہیں، اور طریقہ مانگنے کا ہم کو ہی نہیں آتا، امام ورنہ سبھی کا کلام سنتے ہیں، اور امیر شام کے قصوں کو کھا گئی دیمک، علی کا ذکر سبھی صبح و شام سنتے ہیں، اور لبوں پہ آتا ہے بے ساختہ درود و سلام، امام عصر جس وقت نام سنتے ہیں، یہ بج رہا ہے امامت کی فتح کا ڈنکا، جہاں میں ہم جو خدا کا کلام سنتے ہیں۔ ہے محب مہدی سے بھر لو ساغر دل، سب اہل ذوق یہ پیغام جام سنتے ہیں، نہ ہچکچاؤ یہیں سے انہیں سلام کرو، نہ ہچکچاؤ یہیں سے انہیں سلام کرو، امام عصر صدائے سلام سنتے ہیں، بفیض عشق فرشتوں کی گفتگو طاہر، امام ہی نہیں ان کے غلام سنتے ہیں۔ صلوات پر محمد و آل۔
صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد۔ پہنچے قریب شہر مدینہ تو رو دیے، عابد کا دل غموں سے بھرایا تو رو دیے، پاؤں میں آبلے تھے چلے اور ٹھہر گئے، پاؤں میں آبلے تھے چلے اور ٹھہر گئے، روضہ رسول کا جو نظر آیا تو رو دیے، بیٹھے زمین پہ سر کو جھکائے ہوئے امام، جھکائے ہوئے امام، سایہ کیا کسی نے ردا کا تو رو دیے، عباس کی وفا کا شجاعت کا ذکر تھا، عباس کی وفا کا شجاعت کا ذکر تھا، بیٹے نے آ کے باپ کو پوچھا تو رو دیے، ام البنی کو بیٹے کا پرسا دیا مگر، ام البنی کو بیٹے کا پرسا دیا مگر، صغرا کو دے سکے نہ دلاسا تو رو دیے، فرماتے تھے شہید ہوئے اقربا تمام، فرماتے تھے شہید ہوئے اقربا تمام، بے شیر کو کسی نے جو پوچھا تو رو دیے، روداد کربلا کی سنایا کہ یہ امام، روداد کربلا کی سنایا کہ یہ امام، جب ذکر شہر شام کا آیا تو رو دیے، پہنچے قریب شہر مدینہ تو رو دیے، صلوات بر محمد والے
محمد وآل محمد صلوات،
محمد وآل محمد صلوات۔ طرفدار.
عباس نے عطا سے کہا تول کے تلوار. عباس نے عطا سے کہا تول کے تلوار. ہم حق پرستار یہاں بھی ہے وہاں بھی.
جو شہ کے طرفدار.
کہتے ہیں ہمیں صف شکنوں صفدرو جرار. کہتے ہیں ہمیں صف شکنوں صفدرو جرار. ہم نائب کرار یہاں بھی ہے وہاں بھی.
جو شہ کے طرفدار.
شہ نے کہا پیاسے نہیں ہم اے عمر ساتھ. شہ نے کہا پیاسے نہیں ہم اے عمر ساتھ. مست مے انوار یہاں بھی ہے وہاں بھی.
جو شہ کے طرفدار.
چاہے تو بجے زیر قدم چشمہ کوثر. چاہے تو بجے زیر قدم چشمہ کوثر. ہم پانی پہ مختار یہاں بھی ہے وہاں بھی.
جو شہ کے طرفدار.
پر محمد والے محمد صلوات. پر محمد والے محمد صلوات. اما غریب ہوں میں اما غریب ہوں میں اما غریب ہوں میں اما غریب ہوں میں. اصغر کے خون سے میں نے دیکھو وضو کیا ہے. اس امتحان میں اس نے بھی سرخ رو کیا ہے. اس کی لحد بنا کر اما غریب ہوں میں اما غریب ہوں میں اما غریب ہوں میں کس قدر ہوں پیاسا اما بتاؤ کیوں کر. سوکھا گلا تھا اتنا چلتا نہیں تھا خنجر. قبضے میں رکھ کے کوثر اما غریب ہوں میں اما غریب ہوں میں اما غریب ہوں میں کیسا باپ تھا جو اے دور امتحانی روتی رہی سکینہ میں دے سکا نہ پانی. آئے یقین کیوں کر اما غریب ہوں میں اما غریب पे सर के सीने से मैंने खींची अंसारो अक़रबा की कासिम की लाश देखी इब्ने अमीर होकर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं घोड़ों के दौड़ने से पामाल हो चुका हूँ क्या अब भी मैं वही हूँ हैरान हूँ सोचता हूँ नाका बने पयंबर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं आप आ गई है अम्मा याद आ रहा है बचपन वो साथ साथ चलना और अपने घर का आंगन अब खाक का है बिस्तर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं दिल गम से चाक भी है जख्मों में खाक भी है उड़ती हुई नजर में खैमों की राख भी है ज़ैनब का है खुला सर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं रेहान फट न जाए अहले अज़ा का सीना बस रोक ले यहीं पर शबीर का ये नौहा सब रो रहे हैं सुनकर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु एक और बुलंदतर नारे सलावा एक सलाम और फिर खत्म बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु ओ सलाम उस पे जो कैदी भी बीमार भी ओ सलाम उस पे जो कैदी भी बीमार भी पाँव में आबले हैं और आबलों में खार भी ओ सलाम उस पे जो आँख में आंसू और लब पे बुका है जख्मों से लहू जारी है شام کے صدمے ہیں قلب ہدی پہ بھاری ہو سلام اس پہ جو قیدی بھی ہیں بیمار بھی ہیں کہتے تھے یہی ہیں یہ شام کے قیدی یہ درد بتاؤ کس کو کوئی نہیں ہے اب مونس و یاور روداد سناؤ کس کو بے ردا ہیں بیبیاں اور مجمع اصغر بھی ہے ہو سلام اس پہ جو قیدی بھی ہیں بیمار بھی ہیں پاؤں میں آبلے آبلوں میں خار بھی ہیں ہو سلام اس پہ جو
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Just wanted to introduce to you, thank you for everybody attending the majlis tonight. We're blessed to have Maulana Rizwan Rizvi with us over these next couple of nights. He'll be addressing us tonight, and then tomorrow at the same time, inshallah, where we'll have namaz at 7:30, so salam at 8, and then 8:30. We'll have Maulana down. Just a brief introduction for Maulana Rizwan. He's again the resident alim at Imam Ali Center in New Jersey. He's blessed and graced us multiple times, and we're thankful here at Zanzibar that he's come to visit us after quite a few years. And in the event that nobody was familiar yet, but his father graced us with his presence last weekend, so Tamiz. And of course, Maulana Rizwan is a great friend of our community, and we're again fortunate and blessed to have him. So with loud salawat, we'll welcome Maulana Rizwan to the stage.
بچے آگے آ جائیں نا سارے وہ بچے بیٹھے ہیں پیچھے جو سارے اللہم صلی علی Please recite Surah Fatiha for the following: Sayyid Ali Mehdi Hussain ibn Sayyid Badshah Hussain, Ghulam Haidar ibn Hadi Hassan, Hadi Abbas ibn Ghulam Abbas. Surah Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي قصرت عن رؤيته أبصار الناظرين وعجزت عن نعته أوهام الواصفين الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين وبالقاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نون والقلم وما يسطرون ما أنت بنعمة ربك بمجنون وإن لك لأجرا غير ممنون وإنك لعلى خلق عظيم. صلوات بيدي محمد وآل محمد وآل. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It is indeed pleasure and privilege and honor to be amongst all of you. Consider this place to be my second home, with all the fond memories from the past. And just like, New Jersey is for me, this is, just like that, a home for me. And all the interactions that I've had in the past with every single one of you, with the wujood of Maulana, as well as all the people, the love that I have received in these past so many years. It's alhamdulillah welcoming every time that I come here, and it doesn't seem like that I'm traveling. I should almost try and make an effort to pray full over here and not make my namaz qasr. That's how close and that's how I feel about, and this is from the bottom of my heart without any jokes or anything, as far as all of the community members are concerned. And that is same that I feel from your end to me as well. And I know you've been waiting for quite some time, not for me specifically, but for the majlis, and it got delayed a little bit as far as the start is concerned. And so you said, well, we wait for something to expect something which will replace it, and we'll forget about the wait that we had. But don't be surprised. You may not be, you'll be surprised as to what you get out of it, and this wait that you had may not be compensated with what I'm going to be addressing you guys with. But nonetheless, I've been commanded, I've been ordered, I've been given the hukm to address these two majalis, and inshallah, I'll try my best to whatever extent I can to deliver a few words here and there using the ayat of Quran and the traditions of Ahlul Bayt in putting together these two nights discussion, inshallah. First night tonight, for which I chose these ayat from chapter number 68 from the Holy Quran, which is called Surah Wal Qalam. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins this surah with a huruf muqatta'a, or abbreviated letter. As you know, in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins 29 chapters with these abbreviated letters. And that is something which no one has ever claimed to know the meaning of. People may speculate what these abbreviated letters are, but no one can really say with certainty that this is what it means. And this is one of those things which has been kept hidden from us. Now, it is in the ilm of Ma'asumeen, but they chose not to share that knowledge with us. And therefore, someone who says that this book is enough for us, Hasbuna Kitabullah, it's a false claim. Because if they claim that this book is enough for us, then go ahead and ask them, what are these huruf muqatta'at mean? What does the letter Noon in the beginning of this chapter number 68 from the Holy Quran means? What does the words Alif Lam Mim in the beginning of Surah Baqarah mean? So what that tells you that Hasbuna Kitabullah, the book of Allah, is enough for us, is a false claim.
Because that one ibadat which you perform on your daily basis, which is of course namaz, there's no way of proving how to perform this namaz through Quran. All we know that the command in Quran is aqim as-salat, establish the prayer. Regarding those who do yuqimun as-salat, aqamu as-salat, different conjugatives of this verb used to give us the concept of establishment of salat. But nowhere do you find in Quran how to perform the salat, right? Where did you learn how to perform the salat? Well, I learned it from my father. Where did he learn it from? From the books, from this, from that. Where did you learn it? Where did these books, who are they referring to? Well, they're referring to the riwayat that lead up to Ma'asumin and eventually to the Holy Prophet. So that means the Holy Prophet, Hazrat Akram sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, is the one who taught you how to pray. So then how can you say this book of Allah is enough? Yes, وَلَا رَطْبٍ وَلَا يَابِسٍ إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. No doubt that nothing is kept or everything is included in this book, but it is for your and our understanding to be able to decrypt this knowledge, if I'm using the right word. Encrypting is putting it together, decrypt, decipher, in order to go ahead and elaborate. And who does that? And therefore, we cannot make this claim. So even that basic ibadat of ours cannot be proven through this Quran. You need a guide alongside with it. And the wujud of that guide is eminent and important, and in order for us to have that complete formula, and that's what the Holy Prophet was saying when he left this world, that inni tarikum fikum al-thaqalain, that I leave behind two weighty things. One is Quran, the other one is Ahlul Bayt. That as long as you hold on to both of these, you will never go astray. And hence we find that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins this chapter, He uses one of those abbreviated letters as Noon. Now there's some chapters that He uses only one letter, such as Noon, such as Qaf. Some chapters He uses two of them, such as Hamim, such as Yasin, and so on and so forth. Some of them He uses three, such as Alif Lam Mim or Alif Lam Ra. Some He uses four, like Alif Lam Mim Ra, and some He uses five, just like Surah Maryam, Kaf, Ha, Ya, and Sad, Ha, Mim, and Sin, Qaf, and so on and so forth. So you find that in Qurans, in these 29 chapters, you'd either have one or five, up to five huruf-e-muqatta'at, no more than five. I don't know, maybe there's a hikmah behind that as well. But you find up to five huruf-e-muqatta'at in these chapters that we have. We say, well, that's very difficult science for us to remember, that either it's Alif Lam Mim, Alif Lam Ra, it's Noon, it's Qaf, it's Sad, it's Taha, it's Yasin. Is there an easy way for us to remember all of these huruf? There are 14 alphabets that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used in these abbreviated letters. So a muhaddis or a mufassir went ahead and he said, if you read this line and you memorize this line, then you will have the knowledge of all of the huruf-e-muqatta'at. And he said, if you memorize the line, Siratu Aliyin haqqun numsikuhu, the path of Ali is true. As long as we hold on to this path, if you remember this line, you have the knowledge of all of the huruf-e-muqatta'at that have been mentioned in Quran. Sallallahu alayhi Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So you got Surat, Swad, Ra, Alif, Ta, Ali, Ain, Lam, Ya, Haqqun, Ha, and Qaf, Numsikuhu, Noon, Mim, Sin, Kaf, and Ha. These are the 14 alphabets that are used in these huruf. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins this chapter number 68 from the Holy Quran with one of these harf-e-muqatta'a. And then also, if you look at these smaller chapters of Quran, majority of them, they begin with some sort of qasam or oath. Such as this chapter begins with what? Wal qalam, by the pen. And as well as all of these chapters that you find in the 30th juz of Quran, majority of them are talking about Ma'ad, Qayamat, because they were revealed in Makkah, and majority of the discussions in Makkah is regarding Qayamat. There isn't much discussion about namaz or hajj or zakat. There was zakat, jihad. Those discussions are not prevalent or relevant rather at that time. What is more relevant? Aqeedah of the people. Belief in the hereafter. Tawheed, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore you find majority of the discussions in the 30th juz of Quran, which are the smaller chapters, were revealed where? In Makkah. And they all begin with some sort of what? Qasam. So for example, you have all the different times that you can think of are mentioned in Quran with a qasam. Surah Takwir talks about was-subh, the morning time. Chapter 89 talks about wal-fajr, the time of the dawn. Then you have wad-duha, the brightness of the day. Then you have wan-nahar, the daytime. Then you have wal-asr, which is the midday, or the evening, afternoon rather. Then you have wal-layl. So all of these different times have been what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken an oath by all of these times. What is important? Why does Allah need to take an oath and swear by these times? When you and I take an oath, the reason is what? Because we have difficult time explaining something to someone, or someone has difficult time believing in what we're saying. So he said, Allah ki qasam, by God, I'm not lying. As soon as I involve God, we think that, this is now a truthful statement. Unless, of course, if you're Arab, then you use qasam in every sentence that you begin. Wallahi habibi, every sentence begins with wallah. That means they're swearing by something, but no offense. It's sort of like that they use the word wallah in every sentence. But no, why do we swear? Why do we take an oath? We take an oath because we have difficult time explaining something to someone, or someone would understand. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing this, what is the purpose behind it? The purpose behind which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using it is to give importance to that thing. That when he says, wal asr, there's an importance that has been given to the time, which is the time of Asr. And therefore there was a man who was, selling ice back home. If you come from India, Pakistan, or Iraq, or Iran, or East Africa, they used to sell these big blocks of ice. They would carry it around. Vendors would go around selling it. And this man who was selling ice, he was crying. He said, Irhamu man yadubu ra'su malih. Have mercy on someone whose investment is melting away. Because this is my investment right here, this ice. If it melts, it'll become water. It'll, just dry or drain away. It will not have any value left on it. Buy it now as long as it is an ice, so that I can make some money off of it. Irhamu man yadubu ra'su malih. Have mercy on someone whose investment and capital is what? Melting away. This was an example to our lives. How our lives are constantly in the process of being melting away. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And if I can request all those 4 kids in the back to come forward, come here, because there's a majlis going on, and I'm trying to speak in your language, so hopefully you can understand it. Even if you cannot, just be part of the majlis. Come here, right here in the beginning, right here in the front. With a loud nara salawat for all 4 of them. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ahsant. So that's as far as this importance of time is concerned. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this mechanism. And you find that what is the use of these abbreviated words in the beginning? As a speaker, I can relate to it. If I'm speaking, if I say something which is unusual to you, you haven't heard before, or you didn't expect, if you weren't paying attention, you'll start paying attention to me. If you heard something which is unknown and unusual, right away you'll be like, what was said? What did you? And so you'll pay attention. What was something which was common at that time in Arabia? People were bragging and boasting about their language, Arabic language, literature, poetry, and prose. There were famous poets at that time, in the time of Jahiliyyah. Poets so important that even today, when you're learning the adabiyat of Arabic literature, those are given as reference, even though they were in the time of Jahiliyyah. Because of the masterpieces that they have produced that are still intact today. So that's what was happening at that time. Hence, when Quran wants to compete with them, wants to prove a point that this is a miracle for the Holy Prophet, it also addresses in a way which grabs their attention. So Rasulullah, if he would receive a wahi, and he would go up on the mimbar and he would explain in the simple words, a lot of time people will phase out of it. And at that time, it wasn't like closed doors like this. It would be to tell others as well. And so as soon as they will hear Alif Lam Mim, right away they'll be, okay, what was said? This is something which we never heard before. He said, Alif Lam Mim? What does that mean? Right away they'll put their ears to it. And as soon as they put their ears to it, what will happen? ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Then Rasulullah will be able to go ahead and explain the crux, the importance of that matter which had to be explained. That essence would be delivered, which is the message of this Quran. So this is how you draw the attention. And also, to be able to compete as far as this book is concerned. There are ayat in this Quran which are there to challenge people to see if you are capable of producing something like this. Because first thing that they did was to go ahead and say, well, this is a book the Holy Prophet has produced in 40 years. But then they also knew that the Holy Prophet never attended any worldly institution, so he was what? Illiterate, in their words. Someone who did not attend any institution, so he does not know how to read and write. Our brothers in faith thought that was in a literal sense, and so the Holy Prophet was definitely illiterate and he did not know how to read and write. How can that be a case when someone who's come to bring humanity out of darkness, bring them to light, to guide someone who himself does not know how to read and write, which are the core and the most essence and the basics as far as teaching, and I'll prove it through the Quran as to what I mean. How could it be possible? So Quran came and challenged these people. I'll skip those ayat al-tahaddi in Quran. These are the challenging verses in Quran. One in Surah Baqarah, second in Surah Hud, that talks about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenged these people. Just for the sake of the argument, Allah says, إِن كُنتُم فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُمْ إِن كُنتُم صَادِقِينَ. If you have slightest of the doubt what we have revealed unto our servant, then bring forth a book like this if you can. Use all of your supporters if you want to. In kuntum sadiqin, if you are truthful. They couldn't. Of course, they were unable to. So Allah lowered the challenge. In chapter 11, Surah Hud, He said, فَأْتُوا بِعَشَرِ سُوَرٍ مِثْلِهِ مُفْتَرِيَاتٍ. Bring forth 10 forged chapters like this. Where is this ayat? In the 11th chapter. What does that tell you? How Quran is still intact till this day. That in the 11th chapter you find an ayah which is talking about bring forth 10 chapters, just the ones that have passed by now. So after 10 chapters, in the 11th chapter, this ayat exists. Of course, they weren't able to do so. Then Allah even lowered the challenge further. He said, bring forth one hadith, one ayat, like the ayat of Quran. Again, they were unable to bring anything of that sort. Then Allah declared, if they were all to get together, jinn wal ins, أن يأتوا بهذا القرآن بمثل هذا القرآن, if they were to bring all they will never be able to do so. So these were the challenging ayat of Quran. So if I was to ask you, the children especially sitting over here, what is the sequence of the surahs of Quran that you find in Quran? What is the first chapter? Surah Fatiha, right? What is the second chapter? Surah Baqarah. What is the third chapter? Surah Al Imran. What is the fourth chapter? Surah Nisa. What is the fifth chapter? Surah Maida. What is the sixth chapter? सब पांच काफी है मौलाना, इससे आगे क्या पूछेंगे? Then you got Surah An'am, you got Surah Araf, you got Surah Anfal, you got Surah Tawbah, you got Surah Yunus, you got Surah Hud, you got Surah Yusuf, and so on and so forth. This is the sequence that you find, right? This is the tartib of the Quran, that you have the Quran in your houses. If you go to the, Ahl Sunnah mosque, you will find the Quran which has the same tartib. If you go to Iran, you'll find the same Quran. If you go to Saudi Arabia, you'll find the same Quran and the same tartib. This is the tartib and the sequence of the surahs, how the Holy Prophet placed them. If the Holy Prophet did not have this knowledge, how would he place them in this order? I need to have the knowledge and the building plan of this construction before we can go ahead and put together this building, right? Rasulullah knew, that's why Quran was revealed unto him. So he knew, place this ayah right here and hold this ayah, place it over here. And this surah is not complete yet. There are more ayat that are coming. Therefore start the third chapter. And that's how he accomplished and completed the entire Quran. So you find there's a tartib. But is this the tartib in which Quran was revealed? You say no. Everybody knows what was the first few ayat of which chapter that were revealed to the Holy Prophet. The first ayat that was revealed was Iqra, chapter number 96, Surah Alaq. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Iqra, Bismi Rabbika alladhi khalaq, khalaq al-insana min alaq. Iqra wa Rabbuka al-Akram, alladhi allama bil-qalam, allama al-insana ma lam ya'lam. Then read in the name of your Lord, the one who created you, the one who taught you with pen, the one who taught you that which you do not know. So the first chapter that is revealed unto the Holy Prophet is Surah Alaq, or the first few ayat of Surah Alaq that you find, which begins with the command of Iqra, read. My question is, what do you think is the second chapter that is revealed to the Holy Prophet? Surah Wal Qalam, that I recited for you in the beginning of this majlis. Noon wal qalami wa ma yasturun. By the pen and that which you write with this pen. You see the importance that Islam wants to emphasize on reading and writing. That if the Holy Prophet himself does not know how to read and not write, how is he commanding the people to go ahead and read and to go ahead and write? That which has been commanded to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore you find that there's a fine line and there's a combination and there's a sequence to which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing all of us. It is unfortunate that we are lacking behind, we're falling behind as far as ilm is concerned in the world today. That we are focused and are out of focus maybe sometimes as far as ilm is concerned, as far as knowledge is concerned. Seek this knowledge. Utlubul ilm min al-mahdi ila al-lahd. Seek knowledge from the cradle till the grave. Mu'min is someone who does not stop learning. How unfortunate it is that we rely entirely on these majalis. Maulana, I attend majalis. I think that's enough for me. Bhai, read something yourself as well. I don't have time to read. I got so many things to do on my... Yes, you're on that gadget on your phone all the time. Pull up a book on that and read something which is worth reading. You read all the messages. You don't get tired of reading messages on your WhatsApp and your social media accounts. You may end up reading more in a day than a book's worth as far as your social media is concerned. Reading posts left and right that don't even concern you. that don't even bring anything to you. But still you go ahead and read them. Instead, if you make a habit of reading something which is useful, which is worthy, or sometimes you receive posts. No, Maulana, we receive some Islamic posts as well. Someone sends us this hadith or this wazifa or this, tradition. But also it says, forward this tradition to 10 other people. So I've done my duty of forwarding it to 100 people on my WhatsApp group. Because there's a disclaimer that says, if you send it to 10 people, you will see a good news come to you today. And God forbid if you did not forward it to 10 people. Then some musibat will come and it'll engulf you and it'll affect you. No. Whether you forward it or you don't, nothing is going to happen. Nor good nor bad, in this world at least. But if it's something which is worth sharing, then yes, that kalam of Amirul Mu'mineen in which he compares ilm with wealth. He said, wealth, when you spend it, it decreases. Ilm, when you spend it, it increases. So spend this ilm so that you're able to guide as many people as possible. Salawat Biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Wealth is something that you protect. Ilm is something which protects you. And every time a person would come and ask for the difference between ilm and mal, Imam would give a different response. I don't even remember all the responses that Imam gave, but he would give a different response every time a person would come. So, coming back to the surah, Noon wal qalami wa ma yasturun. Ma anta bi ni'mati rabbika bi majnoon. You see, the importance of qalam is that qalam, this pen, connects the past with future. Mazi ko hal se milata hai. Right? That which happened in the past is connected with the hal, the present, and as well as in the future. What do I mean by that? If it wasn't for this qalam, this pen, this history that we have of Karbala, we wouldn't know any of this. You know how quickly things temper, and when it goes and transfers from one person to another, how things get lost? It is due to this qalam and the value of this qalam that we have the knowledge of what happened in the history. So therefore, make sure that you take advantage of it. And also, the Holy Prophet said, فَتُوزَنُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ مِدَادُ الْعُلَمَاءِ وَمَعَ الدِّمَاءُ الشُّهَدَى. Two things will be weighed in tomorrow on the Day of Judgment. Midadul ulama, which is the ink of the pen of ulama, with what? Ma'a dima'i shuhada, with the blood of the martyrs. And then Prophet said, فَيَرْجِحُ مِدَادُ الْعُلَمَاءِ عَلَى دِمَاءِ الشُّهَدَى. That which will be more weighty, that which will be given more weight and rujhan, will be the qalam and the pen of scholars over the blood of the martyrs. Why? Is it belittling the blood of the martyrs? No, that is not the case. So much has been mentioned that one drop of blood of a martyr is enough to wipe out all of his sins. The first drop of blood that comes to the ground, that's the level of a shaheed, that all of his sins are forgiven. And hence we see that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing this issue in this Quran. He says, مَا أَنْتَ بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ بِمَجْنُونَ. O Holy Prophet, O my beloved, you are not insane by the grace and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By the grace and the mercy of your Lord. What is the connection between qalam and insane, being insane? This ayat is revealed in the early days of Islam. Maybe it is a prophecy that day will come when the Holy Prophet will ask for a pen and a paper to write something. أَكْتُبْ لَكُمْ شَيْئًا لَن تَضِلُّ بَعْدِي, that I will write something for you by which you will not go astray. And someone will go ahead and say that إِنَّهُ لَيَحْجُرُ, that Hasbuna Kitabullah, the book of Allah, is enough for us. This man, because of the immense pain and illness and sickness has taken over him, he has gone insane and he does not know what he's saying. That's what was said. This may be the prophecy that the Holy Prophet is being told from advance, that when we speak about qalam, ma anta bi ni'mati rabbika bi majnoon. Oh Prophet, you're not insane by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What else could be the connection between insanity and the qalam? Right here you find this in this very verse. So these ayat of Quran are very important for us to look at. These ayat are not something to just, glance over and, not pay attention to. This is where the concept of tadabbur, contemplation, and extreme tadabbur comes in. That you think about these ayat. That what was the purpose of some of these ayat that are revealed? Are they revealed just to deliver a certain message, or there's something that is far beyond it as well? When you look at the ayat of Quran, you find messages in them. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutmainna. Oh, the serene soul. Everyone in this world is looking for what? Looking for peace of mind. Or are you looking for trouble? No, you're looking for peace of mind. You want your life without trouble. Trouble not emerging from you or anyone that you know. Yeah, my, next door neighbor, if he does something, yeah, I mind that, why my neighbor is doing something, but I can care less. My colleague does something, I mind because he's my colleague, but I can care less. But as long as it's not something which is affecting me directly, or coming and emerging from someone whom I know, my friend or my buddy or my children or my family, my cousin, my relatives. Why? You don't want any trouble from them. And you want a peaceful life. And therefore you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, how do you attain this serenity, this tranquility that we're all after? Now some people, they find peace in what? In their success. So if I'm successful in this life, I'm satisfied. Some people find satisfaction in the success of their children. My children are very successful, mashallah. They studied, they got good degrees, they got good jobs. Some people find success that children are now married, and alhamdulillah, they're on the right path. Some people find success in other things. For example, I'm a good basketball player or something. I don't know. I'm a good swimmer. Or other things that you might find satisfaction in. Everyone has different types and different ways of looking at satisfaction. In fact, a same person would have one set of satisfactions when he's a certain age. When they grow older, when they get to their 30s, when they're in their 50s, when they're in their 70s, their level and the things in which they look for satisfactions also change. Isn't that the case? Those who have gone through, you look back in your life when you were a teenager, things that satisfied you. You'll be like, I hope I can't go back to that again. I hope I don't repeat those mistakes again. Those were what? Temporary. A child is, finds satisfaction in things that are given to him as toys that he plays with. But definitely a grown-up would not find satisfaction in that. So your satisfaction changes. Oh Allah, what is it that gives us ultimate satisfaction? He said, if you keep looking for satisfaction in the worldly things, you will never find that ultimate satisfaction. Because this world is made up of what? Materialism and materialistic things are only for temporary nature. And when you find and look for satisfaction in things which are materialistic, temporary in nature, then your satisfaction will also be temporary. You like something today, and you may not like it tomorrow. You know how ulama give you a difference between muhabbat and mawaddat, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. He did not say mahabba. It's unfortunate that we are stuck with the translation of love for both muhabbat and mawadda. But there's a difference. Muhabbat is something that happens on its own. Mawaddat is something that you do with intention. मोहब्बत हो जाती है, मवद्दत की जाती है. You look at someone, some beautiful scenery, you fall in love with it. A beautiful city that you visited, you fall in love with it. A face, someone's face you see, and you fall in love with that person. But it is possible that you'll visit another place which is far more beautiful. Now you'll fall in love with this place. You'll see a better scenery, you'll fall in love with that scenery. You'll see a better face, and you'll fall in love with that person. Or it is possible someone that you loved all these years, this love can change into hatred. But mawaddat is something which, as the time passes, it only increases. So there's a difference between the two. So, oh Allah, how do I find this complete satisfaction? He said, if you keep searching in this world, in the materialistic things that exist, it will only be temporary of nature. Seek it in something which is of permanent nature. Oh Allah, can you guide us? He said, yes. I told you to be, find itminan qalb. He says, ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. Indeed, with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you find satisfaction. Allah, elaborate even further. How do I do this dhikr of yours? He will say, aqim as-salata li dhikri. Establish the prayer so you may do my dhikr. Therefore, you find that ultimate satisfaction when you sit up on this musalla. But yes, if you're just sitting on this musalla to please your parents so that they see that I have prayed today, or to fulfill this obligation because Allah has made it wajib and I'm afraid of entering the hellfire, then it is possible that you may not find that full satisfaction even in this salat. This salat has to be performed in the way where there's satisfaction associated with it. The salat which says, in the salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Namaz which keeps you away from what? Evil and indecency. Someone said, how do I know my salat is accepted? Very easy. Very easy. The moment you see in your life that you're away from evil and indecency, that is the first sign that your salat is being accepted. The moment you see that you're not committing any evil and there's no indecency in you, that is the first sign of the acceptance of salat. Because the salat is there to do what? To make you muttaqi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not set the bar to become pious and muttaqi and would not provide means to do so. He said this 5-time prayers that you perform is there to make you what? It's there to make you muttaqi. He said the fasting in the month of Ramadan is why? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. You fast so that you become what? Muttaqi. Hajj, we thought Hajj was just there as an obligation. No, every single rukn of the Hajj has taqwa in it. Just one example. Surah Hajj, chapter number 22, ayat number 32, which talks about, or ayat number 37, which talks about one rukn of Hajj. Says what? It says, لَن يَنَالَ اللَّهَ لُحُومُهَا وَلَا دِمَاؤُهَا وَلَكِنْ يَنَالُهُ التَّقْوَى مِنْكُمْ. That when you give this qurbani, when you make this sacrifice of this animal, the blood and the flesh does not reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What reaches? Taqwa minkum. This taqwa that you're doing this act for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all of these acts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided to us are doing what? Are there to go ahead and make us muttaqi. And therefore, make sure that you're able to find satisfaction in all of these things. You say, you're right. One ayat of Quran it says, Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. But another ayat of Quran says, Innamal mu'minun idha dhukira Allah wajilat qulubuhum. Mu'min is someone when the dhikr of Allah is done, their hearts what? Tremble and they're scared. Wait a minute. At one place it says, when you do the dhikr of Allah, you're satisfied. Tatma'innul qulub. At another place you're saying, when you do the dhikr of Allah, you're scared. Isn't this tawad and contradiction in Quran? Yes. If you look at it from this aspect, and you try to calculate it in your mind, then you'll definitely find tazad and contradiction in Quran. Or for example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al Imran 102, that Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullaha haqqa tuqatih. O those who believe, fear Allah the way He deserves to be feared. But then you find another place, ittaqullaha mastata'tum. Fear Allah to your best of your ability. Now wait a minute. Best of your ability and the way he deserves, these are two different things. At one point you tell your child, do your best. No, he can bring any grades that he wants because you told him do your best. But if you told him, no, I want the best result, 100 out of 100, that does not mean do your best. That means make sure that you get perfect score. They're two different things. And one place in Quran you find that this Jahannam is so big that in Surah Qaf, when Allah says, Halim tala'ati, are you filled? It will respond by saying what? Hal min mazid? Is there more? Keep it coming. I got enough room. Jahannam will say, I got enough rooms. Keep it coming. But then another place in Quran it says, Jahannam is what? Makanan dayyaqa. It's a very tight place. So what does that mean? Is there a contradiction in these ayat of Quran? That Allah at one place says that dhikr of Allah brings satisfaction. Another place it says dhikr of Allah makes you tremble. One place it says fear Allah the way He deserves. Another place He says no, fear Allah however you want. At one place He says Jahannam is so big that it keeps on asking bring more. And one place Jahannam is such a tight-knit place. Is there contradiction in Quran? I'll answer that tomorrow. But Quran is important for us. Quran is something that has to be implemented in our lives. You know, a lot of people say that you Shias, you go to the extent, you are so far-fetched in your claims that the angels used to come to the doors of Ma'asumin. I say, not that I say, I'm quoting a hadith. Imam says, if you do a certain act, the angels will come to your doorstep as well. Forget about the doorsteps of Ma'asumin. Leave their doors alone. You do a certain things, you'll find angels on your doorstep. In Usul Kafi, from Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam al-Muttaqeen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam, Imam says, إِنَّ الْبَيْتَ الَّذِي يُقْرَأُ فِيهِ الْقُرْآنِ وَيُذْكَرُ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ فِيهِ. House in which Quran is recited and Allah is remembered. What's happening in our houses? Forget about Quran's recitation. Music is blasting. Right? Forget about the dhikr of Allah, dhikr of, inshallah that is not the case over here. Dhikr of shaitan is being done. Imam says the house in which Quran is recited and Allah is remembered. You know what are the effects of it? Takthuru barakatuhu. The blessings increase. Tahduruhul malaika. Malaika descend to such houses. Tahjuruhu shayateen. Shayateen and the Satans and the army of Iblis, they stay away from such houses. But you have to do something yourself. You have to open this book and read. You have to make sure that the children read. You know, we make an effort to make our children finish this Quran. There's a race going on. My child finished when he was only 6 years old. Oh yeah? My child finished when he was only 5 years old. And there's this tug of war going on, right? That who beats who first. But alhamdulillah, there's a good tradition when the children finish and we are competing. There's nothing wrong. Sabiqu ila al-khairat, fil khairat. Forgot the ayat. Race in as far as the khairat is concerned. Good deeds, there's nothing wrong in racing. Take sabaqat. Sari'u ila al-khairat, right? Do race, compete between good things. Nothing wrong with that. As long as things are good. And good thing is, after they finish Quran, we have Ameen. Let's say at normal age, a child finishes Quran 9 or 10. They finish this Quran, we alhamdulillah hold the program and we have this Ameen. But 5, when this Ameen takes place, Quran is shut, closed, placed on the topmost shelf to be never touched again. Let the dust settle on it in case we need to do tayammum one day. And then 5 years later, Maulana, my child does not know how to read Quran. Can you help him? He finished when he was 9. Yeah, but he never opened it for the last 6 years. It is mind-boggling. Those who are able to solve the most complex mathematical, scientific, physics-related, problems will have the difficult time reading the ayat of Quran. It's not that they're not sharp-minded. They're the most sharp minds. They can solve the most difficult of the mathematical formulas and science formulas and figure out things which are not figured out by an ordinary person. But when it comes to reading an ayat of Quran, they'll have the difficult time. Allah, make an effort. So therefore, Imam says what? He says, house in which Quran is recited and Allah's dhikr is done, takthuru barakatuhu. Barakat increase. Malaika come down, shayateen stay away. And then Imam said something very strange. He said, تضيء لأهل السماء كما تضيء الكواكب لأهل الأرض. This house shines, in which Quran is recited and Allah is remembered. This house shines for the inhabitants of heaven the same way the stars shine for the inhabitants of the earth. When you look up on the sky at night time, you see these stars shining. The inhabitants of the heavens, when they look down on the earth, they see certain houses are shining like stars. What are these houses? Not the houses in which music is being playing or the light is fixed over there for a club or something. No. House in which Quran is recited. House is when namaz or the dhikr of Allah is done. So Imam mentions the opposite of it as well. So you don't have to worry about the house of Imam and Bibi Sayyida where angels used to come and pay a visit. You can do something, angels will come to your doorstep as well. Imam said, إِنَّ الْبَيْتَ الَّذِي لَا يُقْرَأُ فِيهِ الْقُرْآنِ وَلَا يُذْكَرُ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ فِيهِ تَقِلُّ بَرَكَتُهُ. House in which Quran is not recited, God is not remembered, تَقِلُّ بَرَكَتُهُ. Barakat decrease. Have you ever seen or heard someone say, barakat hi nahi hai? पैसे में बरकत ही नहीं है, खाने में बरकत नहीं है, माल में बरकत नहीं है. तक़िल्लु बरकतुहु तहजुरुहुल मलाइका व तहदुरहु शयातीन. Barakat decrease, malaika stay far away from such houses, and shayateen gain access to these houses. There's a lot of negative energy in our houses, and that also results in how we act and how we deal with people. The hostility sometimes that creeps into our nature becomes second nature, how we deal with people. There's negative energy in the houses. Maulana is here and he can guide you how to get rid of this energy from the house. I've asked my teachers as well, and they said, well, the best time, now when it's winter may be cold outside, but between sunset and the time of Maghrib, you get about 15 minutes, right? Let's say sunset is 6:50 and Maghrib is 7:05, right? About 15 minutes time. He said that 15-minute window, open the windows in your house, and if you have the oud or bukhur or even the agarbatti that we use, right? Put them on at that time. And let the wind pass from one end to the other. This is one way of getting rid of negative energies from the house. I'm not normally accustomed to giving totkas, but this is something which one of my teachers taught me. You keep the house fragrant, with fragrance in it, and at the same time you're able to get rid of this negative energy from it. But then alongside with it, just don't do that much. read Quran as well. Make a habit of it. So well, why don't the children do it? Because they don't see you doing it. You can't just rely on madrasa, which happens once a week for 3 hours a day, on that Sunday or that Saturday, and expect that your child will learn every single thing that you need. No. Has to start from the house. Has to start from the cradle, the arms of the mother. So many things are coming to my mind at this moment, but I look at the clock. You've been sitting for quite some time. And there's no point in saying something while you're tired and you're almost half asleep. So I'll conclude with this. That this Quran is something which, when Imam Hussein on the night of Ashur, when he told Hazrat Abbas to go and tell them that we need one more night, Imam gave a reason. Inni uhibbu salat wa tilawatul Quran. That I indeed love namaz and the recitation of Quran. And that's what Imam did. Not just Imam, but even the companions and their camps, there was constant recitation of Quran that was happening. There was this humming sound that was coming from the tents. Imam ﷺ spent that night in the recitation of Quran, in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as he was going along, sort of like, visiting all of his, all the tents that were there, when he passed by a tent of his ashab, he sees that Habib ibn Mudahir is telling the companions that make sure that tomorrow you're ready. Don't let Banu Hashim take lead. Make sure that you give your sacrifice before anything happens to the children of Banu Hashim. When Imam goes to the tents of Banu Hashim, he sees Hazrat Abbas guiding, Hazrat Ali Akbar giving the instructions that how you should not delay when your Mawla calls upon you. And when Imam arrived on the tents of the ladies, he sees that every woman is readying their children. He goes to the tent of Zainab. He sees and he hears that Zainab is preparing On and Muhammad. Oh, my children, tomorrow is a very important day. And when your uncle calls upon you, make sure that you say labbaik. My question is that children are children, although these were not ordinary children. They had shu'ur. They knew what they were doing. But still, give them benefit of the doubt that they were told something to do and they did it. But how do you comprehend the minds and the determination of these women? You and I, when we embark on a journey, our mothers take out sadaqah. They put Imam Zamin. They make dua. And they continue prayer for your safety and safe return. But look at the mothers in Karbala. What are they doing? If you go to Maqtal, don't come back alive. If you came back alive, I will not forgive you. Ajrukum. Ajib, how is that possible? This is the love, that the wilayat that Imam had over these people and the love that they had shown to Imam. That's why Zuhair ibn Qayn said, "Oh Imam, if we are killed," some riwayah says 70 times, some riwayah says 1,000 times, and we are raised, we will not leave you stranded over here. Same Zuhair, who was not even willing to come and meet Imam until his wife told him to go see what Hussein has to say. Go inquire, why is he asking you? What is he calling you for? The same Zuhair on the night of Ashur is saying what? If we are given life 100 times or 1,000 times, every time we'll be ready to go ahead and sacrifice ourselves for you. Imam takes his bayat or lifts his allegiance. He says, you can all go, they only want my blood. And I'll dim the lights. Put out the candle if you want to leave. Nobody leaves. This is not what we have come here for. And then Imam arrives at a tent where he hears the cry and the weep of a mother. You know what kind of cry and the weep was? That this unique mother was saying, and this is Rabab. What was she saying? She was crying because she did not have any sacrifice to give. Ajrukum Allah. While other mothers were getting their children ready for battlefield tomorrow, Rabab had a bigger issue. She said, who am I going to sacrifice? I have a 6-month-old who can't even walk to the maqtal. And I have a 4-year-old daughter, and there's no jihad for the ladies and the girls. Ajrukum Allah. Imam heard this, he goes inside the tent and he says, oh Rabab, don't underestimate the shahadat of your son Ali Asghar. Ali Asghar's battle will be superior to the battle of Ali Akbar. Because Ali Asghar will do something which no other martyr will do. That even the enemies will turn around, they'll hide their faces and they will cry silently. Because they'll be ashamed for that one moment of what they are here to do. And don't underestimate the shahadat of your daughter either, because the land which belongs to Yazid at the moment, or Yazid is the hakim of that land, his name will be completely removed, and your daughter will give and present her qurbani over there. This gives some solace to Rabab. But when this qafla was coming back from Sham, they requested that they want to stop over in Karbala. They approach Karbala, and when they arrive in Karbala, every lady is so eager to do the ziyarat of their loved one. They jump on the graves of their loved one. Janab Zainab goes to the grave of Sayyid al-Shuhada. Kulsum goes to the grave of Hazrat Abbas. Janab Zainab is accompanied with Imam Zainul Abidin. She arrives at the grave of Imam Hussein and she says, oh Bhaiya, oh my brother, I have gone too far in different places. I went to Kufa, I was paraded in the streets and the bazaar. I went to Sham and I went to the Darbar of Sham. But you know what, oh Bhaiya, I made sure the message of Hussein is delivered to all places. But oh my brother, do you know the price that I had to pay in order to deliver this message? They struck me with taziana. They snatched my chadar away. They tied my hands behind my leg. I didn't have anything to cover my face except with my own hair. Ajrukum Allah. May Allah give you no grief, no sorrow except the sorrow of Al-Bayt. The last few words. Then when they were ready to leave Karbala, Zainab goes around seeing that everybody is there. One lady is missing, and that is Rabab. Zainab comes. Oh Bhabi Rabab, it is time that we leave. We must go to Medina. Janab Zainab requests Hazrat Rabab to get up, but the response, Rabab says, oh Zainab, what is there for me in Medina? My husband lays buried in this land, Karbala. My Ali Asghar is with him over here. My daughter is left in Sham. Nothing left for me in Medina.
ألا لعنة الله القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. बर अल्लाह हमारी इस बात कबूल फरमा, हम गुनाहगार हैं, हमारे गुनाहों से दरगुजर फरमा, अहले बैत अलैहिस्सलाम के नक्श कदम चलने की तौफीक अता फरमा, हमें उनकी तालीमात पर अमल करने की तौफीक अता फरमा, हमारे इमाम के ज़ुहूर में ताजिल फरमा, हमें उनके आवान अनुसार में शुमार कर। रब्बना तक़ब्बल मिन्ना इन्नका अंतस समीउल अलीम। मातम हुसैन।
जंगल में भरे घर को लुटा आई है ज़ैना। شہر مدینہ جنگل میں بھرے گھر کو لٹا آئی ہے زین ارے عابد کو کسی طرح بچا لائی ہے زینب اے شہر مدینہ جنگل میں بھرے گھر کو لٹا آئی ہے زینب اے شہر مدینہ ہے بندوا کے رسن ہاتھوں میں اور خطبے سنا کے گھر بار لٹا کے ہے دیوار بڑے کفر کی ڈھا آئی ہے زینب تھی نازوں سے پلی تھی اے سر ننگے اسی شہر میں ہو آئی ہے زینب ہے جو ہجر پدر میں رہے ہر وقت پریشان سوئی نہیں ایک ہے اس بچی کو زندہ میں سلا آئی ہے زینب ہے ڈھارتی بہت بھائی کو جس بھائی کے دم سے دل پھٹتا ہے غم سے ہے اب تک نہ مصاحب سے نکل پائی ہے زینب ہے 6 ماہ کے اصغر کو بھی جھولے کے بجائے دکھ درد چھپائے ہے آغوش میں تربت کے صلح آئی ہے زینب ہے تھے اون محمد جو میری آنکھوں کے تارے ماموں کے دلارے ہے قربان ہے بھائی پہ کر آئی ہے زینب ہے پانی جو پیے اہل وطن پیاس نہ بھولے منہ اشکوں سے دھو لے ہے کہنے کو یہ بھائی کا پیام لائی ہے زینب ہے منظر وہ بھلا سکتی نہیں ہے کہنے سے قاصر ہے جو شام کے دربار میں دیکھائی ہے زینب ہے نادم تھی بہت لا سکے قاسم کو نام رہا واہ حسرت و دردا ہے کبرا کو مگر ساتھ لیے آئی ہے زینب کس وقت خدا جان قدم نکلے تھے گھر سے چادر چھینی سر سے ہے اب تک نہ مصاحب سے نکل پائی ہے زینب شبیر پہ اب روئے گا کاشر زمانہ ہے غم کا فسانہ ہے مجلس کی بنا شام میں ڈال آئی ہے زینب ہے رہ جائے گا اختر افق غم پہ تیرا نام کیا خوب ہے نہام اے نوحہ تیرا سننے کے لیے آئی ہے زینب
کہتی تھی یہ زینب کہتی تھی یہ زینب یوں ماں کا مان نبھانا یوں ماں کا مان نبھانا محمد اے آن و محمد اے آن و محمد اے آن و محمد اے آن و محمد ماں کو یقین تم ماں کی بات رکھو گے، یہ یاد رہے خیموں میں ہے پیاسے بچے، دریا پہ اگر جانا ہو سحروز کے پیاسوں، تم پیاس نہ بجھانا، اے آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد، اے آن ہر حال میں تم پر لازم ہے شکر خدا کا، اے شہزادو ہے صبر تمہارا ورثہ، فرزند ہو تم زینب کے شکوہ نہیں کرنا، جب زخم کوئی کھانا، اے آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد، کب ہم پہ ستم کرنے کے لیے آئے ہیں، یہ بدروحد کے بدلے کے لیے آئے ہیں، لازم ہے رجز سے پہلے میدان میں تم پر مدح علی سنانا، اے آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد، اے آن جب سانس تمہاری بچو ہو کھڑنے والی، اس وقت سرہانے آئے گی مادر میری، دل کی یہ میری خواہش ہے اس دم میری ماں سے، زخموں کو تم چھپانا، اے آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد، اے آن قاتل پہ کرم نانا کی طرح کر دینا، یوں لاج میرے بھائی کے نام کی رکھنا، جو واسطہ دے بھائی کا میدان میں اس پر تم تیغ نہ چلانا، اے آن و محمد، آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد، تعظیم کی خاطر کیوں اٹھتے نہیں اب بیٹا، دیکھو تو سرہانے آئے ہیں میرے بھیا، جاگو میرے شہزادوں کیا بھول گئے ہو، قدموں پہ سر جھکانا، اے آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد، اے آن و محمد،
جزاک اللہ، صلی اللہ علیہ یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیکہ یا نبی اللہ، السلام علیک یا حبیب اللہ، السلام علیک یا خیر خلق اللہ، السلام علیک یا محمد ابن عبداللہ خاتم النبین ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیک مولانا امیر المومنین علی ابن ابی طالب، السلام علیک مولاتی فاطمۃ الزہراء سیدۃ النساء العالمین، السلام علیک مولانا حسن ابن علی ایہا المجتبی یا ابن رسول اللہ یا حجت اللہ علی خلقہ، السلام علیک یا ابا عبد اللہ وعلی الارواح التي حلت بفنائک، علیک منی سلام اللہ ابدا ما بقیت بقی اللیل والنہار ولا جعلہ اللہ آخر العہد منی لزیارتکم، السلام علی الحسین وعلی علی ابن الحسین وعلی اولاد الحسین وعلی اصحاب الحسین، خصوصاً سیدی و مولاي ابا الفضل العباس واختك زینبین و بنتك